Good afternoon. My name is Svitlana Sushko. I'm from Ukraine, and my value is a human life. I will not go for long speech, and I will not name you many numbers, which I prepared for you today, because I just realized that actually it doesn't make sense when you don't feel it, when your body don't feel it, or your family don't feel it. Just imagine a winter night in Ukraine when the temperature goes below freezing. My family sits as 1,000 other families in full darkness, no lights, no heat, just because some missile around strike the power plant. Last week, when I was in my hometown in Kyiv, I noticed that when I go to sleep, I calculate drones passing over my house. And it's different when I just cross the border, because there I can count elephants when I want to sleep, or sheep, or whatever counts. It's not a movie, it's like parallel reality we are living more than 3 years. As a head of the team of experts leading the reform and recovery issues, we support Ministry of Environment with implementation of the European acquis, and also we were working a lot with climate policy, with industrial emission decreasing, trying to find the ways for our industry to make it more decarbonized, more modernized, and survive the competition. When the war began, the connection between climate policy and energy security was no longer a matter of strategy, it started a matter of survival. And it was really complicated to realize how big was support of the United States. Started from emergency equipment to air defense, but Ukraine managed to hold the lights on above the houses, for hospitals, for schools, for all critical infrastructure, thanks to this help. Started from the full-scale war, Ukraine lost near about 9 gigawatts of generating capacity. And again, it's numbers, when you can't compare it, it's nothing, but it's about powering Mississippi state. We need to rebuild Ukraine together. We need to make this system of energy security not only for Ukraine, not only for Europe, but for all the world. Because these projects, which I saw now in Ukraine, when the communities put solar panels on hospitals, when cities rebuilding the heating system just to survive winter, it's not just a green projects. It's our shield against the war. It's actually tools of our independence. Only together we can rebuild this security, because it's a global matter. It's not only Ukrainian problem. And I would like to thank to all Americans for support, and call to continue this support, because winter is very close and we need to survive it together. Thank you.
Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Vitaly. I'm military. I'm Colonel of Ukrainian Armed Forces. And let's talk a little bit about Russian-Ukrainian war. I completely understand Will, who served an Air Force as me and who have a combat experience, but I ask you to feel when you hear in safety Washington, D.C. and your family under air alert in Kiev. I think it's completely different feeling. But this time, firstly, I want to thank United States, United Kingdom, and all our world for strong support in Ukraine during this war, and show Ukrainians gratitude for this huge support in every style of our life. About Russian-Ukrainian war, I want to underline that not just Iran and North Korea, but China deeply involved in supporting Russia in the Russia war. And there are only Ukraine that bear in protection Europe, and Europe is the biggest market for US goods from not Russia, just China. I want to underline that not just Greenland, but Crimea is a Greenland of East. And it's crucial to liberate Crimea to protect food, to provide food security and protect European and world economy. To protect Western investments and to guarantee food security for all democratic and Western world. Russian war machine will not stop in Ukraine unless we stop it. You must know that Western Ukraine is full of traditional Christians. It's a traditional Christian society and the highest church attendance in Europe. But Russia killing Christians, priests, and destroying churches. Russia continued to kidnap children and turn them into soldiers. Was not that people who was born on Ukrainian territory have possibility to obtain Ukrainian citizenship and then come to every Western country to provide criminal terrorist acts and so on and so on. There are enough examples of using Ukrainian citizens in brutal Russian and China interests. And we must stop Russian war machine before it not killed us. Only increased support of Ukraine can save NATO countries from Russian invasion. During this war, Ukraine developed unique military techniques for modern warfare in 21st century. I think it's crucial for United States and for American society to share this experience if you plan to work with China and to fight against Axis evil. Ukraine could be America's greatest partner in the world, not just at military, but in economy, investing, technologies, and also clean energy. We have discovered during this 10 years Russian-Ukrainian war that clean energy is essential for security and resilience. Now, Ukraine is the front line of the faith, freedom, and innovations. But given Ukrainian territory is just feeding Russian war machine. And the London Defense Conference in May this year just showed that Ukraine integrated in Western security framework. Then I want to thank United States, United Kingdom, and whole democratic world to huge effort to stop Russian war machine, and let's make it happen together. Thank you. Hi, colleagues. Thank you for this opportunity to be here. And I'm here for two reasons. And first, because of war. And second, because we have incredible support, friends, partners, and common people around the world, especially US and Europe. We feel it, we took it, and we collaborate with all of them to support Ukraine just now. I'm first deputy mayor from a small community in the heart of Kharkiv region in East Ukraine. In 2022, it was only 30 kilometers from front line. And that time we haven't any plan for future, just for support our civilian army and shelter for people who lost their homes. It's hard to explain, but even now, when the front line in 100 kilometers from us, we some people in our country, from our countries, ask me how it's possible to live so close to front line. And the truth is, we haven't any safe places in Ukraine at all. Doesn't matter you live in Kiev, Lviv, or Kharkiv. We just in danger every day. 3 weeks ago, Russian strikes on territory of our community and totally destroyed heating plants. One person died. Week ago, lots of Shahed destroyed a train station in neighbor community, and another died and injured. It's just normal of our life now. You know, it's hard to say about it, but you know, you watch news and you know how it's going just now. Despite all of this, Ukrainians strive to live their lives just now. We support our armed forces and our civilian who needs in needs. And there is a third reason why I'm here. It's because I believe in future. I believe in future open democratic world, and Ukraine of part of this world. And it's because we make these efforts together. I believe in this future, and I believe in people in Ukraine, and I believe in partners and strong support of us. Before the war, we focused on energy efficiency, but now we worried about energy security. every day we resolve the problem for electricity, for sustainable heating and sustainable water supply. And in this way, we have some achieves because we have support and we have the vision. For example, last year we built a solar station for critical water pump station in our community. This way, this year we have planned to build another solar station to other critical equipments. Just now we realized a project about support our heating plants for reserve electricity for each of them. And I appreciate our partners for support our energy security by energy security plan and any other important things we take and we improve together. So my strong opinion, we have a future, and this future in the open, peaceful, and collaborate world. Thank you.
I'm Jordan Meade, a elected councillor from the United Kingdom and the founder of Kent with Ukraine, and it's a privilege to be here in Washington, DC. In 2022, as Russian troops rolled across the border into sovereign Ukraine, my role within my local community changed fundamentally. As the terrors of war truly unfolded, over 1,500 ordinary British families in Kent alone rose to the challenge and opened up their homes to take in what would become nearly 4,000 displaced Ukrainian nationals. British people, ordinary British people in village halls, in schools and in pubs mobilized to collect and send vital humanitarian aid. I came across the most extraordinary cases of nurses, some of whom who had worked 13-hour shifts doing their day jobs, who would come home in the evening or sometimes in the early hours of the morning to pack medical aid. I came across teachers who would spend hours in the classroom doing their day jobs to stay there late on in the evening, teaching Ukrainian children in the UK how to speak English. And I came across the most remarkable cases of people within the poorest parts of my community who would give absolutely everything, in some cases everything they had, to support the humanitarian efforts on the ground in Ukraine. And I often got asked, why did people in Britain do this? And it's simply because the British people, throughout our long history, have never liked a bully. The situation in Ukraine, seen through the British lens, is a David and Goliath battle. But in this case, David does not carry a slingshot, but he carries the courage of a people who simply refuse to be extinguished. But speaking plainly from what I've seen on the ground in Ukraine, we must never forget that the battle that is being fought every single day is a battle for us all and the values that we hold dear. It is a fight for the values that bind the United States and the United Kingdom, and indeed every free and privileged nation in this world. And I've seen those values of freedom and of liberty tested in the Chermihiv Oblast, a beautiful region in the north of Ukraine, where in March 2022, those people were encircled, they were invaded, in some places they were occupied, and they were brutalized by the Russian regime. Water was cut off, infrastructure was destroyed, families sheltered in basements as shells tore through their apartment blocks. Families taking refuge in hospitals and schools, the very hearts of their local communities, were then deliberately targeted. And in the worst cases, horrific war crimes which must shame us all, were inflicted upon civilians who just hours before were going about their ordinary lives. But despite all of this, the people of Chermihiv, and indeed the people of Ukraine, simply refused to give in. And that's why I'm determined to use subnational diplomacy as a mechanism by which we can strengthen our local communities to make a tangible difference on the ground thousands of miles away. When pursuing the relationship between the people of Kent and the Chermihiv region back in 2024, I said that wars could never be won in council chambers. But what we could do is that through international, and in our case, region to region cooperation, is use ordinary people to make an extraordinary difference on the ground. And every single day, we're proving that concept in Chermihiv. So I say to communities across the free world to follow in the example that we've set in Kent and indeed in Chermihiv, to now forge your own partnerships, to continue to send that aid on a local level, to share your expertise, and to build lasting legacies. For when local leaders act, when grassroots networks are established and mobilized, we create a chain of solidarity that no one, not even the tyrants, can extinguish. And with that said, it is my profound honor to introduce you now and to hand over to two remarkable civil administrators from the Chermihiv region, who I consider it every day the privilege of my life to be able to work alongside. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I am Lucia Kozachok. I am from Chermihiv region of Ukraine, which has border with Russia and Belarus. And I want to talk about important role of cooperation in recovery and development of our territory. I would like to begin with a few words about the village Yagidne, which Lord Risby mentioned. I would like to talk about its losses and how cooperation with our international partners in bringing it back to life. Yagidne is a place of horror and abuse, where in March 2022, Russian soldiers herded all the residents into the basement of the school and keep them there extremely harsh conditions, without food, without water. More than 3,060 people, children and elderly people, the living and the died, and those who were losing their mind from the abuse were all together in the one room. In the spring 2022, the village was destroyed. Today, 2025, unfortunately, the war is continuing, but Yagidne is recovering. New housing, roads, social facility, all this is being done in cooperation with international partners. Today, in the eyes of the disheartened people, you can see hope and faith that their lives are being restored. They strive to develop, and to the end, they seek to establish cooperation with similar territories in foreign countries to exchange experience for joint project for common future. Today, Ivanivka community, which includes the Yagidne, begin cooperation with the territory of Kent. And this is one of thousands of stories of moving forward from despair. Their story are proof that even after dark times, with the support, is possible to find light.
Hello, everyone. I'm Iryna Martseva, and I also represent Chermihiv region. I would like to say and maybe summarize that the true recovery and development of Chermihiv region are possible thanks to the coordinated efforts with our international partners. Our cooperation with the United States and the United Kingdom stands as a vivid example of how subnational diplomacy can transform a war-affected Ukrainian region and bring new opportunities and hope to this region. Together, we rebuild what was destroyed, strengthen the security, and lay a solid foundation for a peaceful and prosperous future. And this partnership is not only about infrastructure, it's also about commitment to freedom, democracy, and human dignity. And I would like to say thank you to our international partners, United Kingdom and United States, and the people for their support, their willingness to help. And I want to expand this cooperation. So thank you so much. And thank you for this opportunity to speak.